Well, look to see who sets the tone off the bat as we go into the last 6 races. Currently, well, it's worth mentioning we've actually got a sprint race this week, so 2 one-shots separated by the sprint and then going into the main race, obviously, and it's all in torrential rain conditions, so it should be just like real life. So it should be a good one.
Time to watch the K1 wet specialist.
Yeah, obviously.
Hopefully we don't see 5 red flags.
Yeah, there has been a suggestion put in, like Spain, do they get on as well? Worth noting that Turbo's racing again today, but he's just missed it, so that's him out of action for the sprint as well, because he won't make it during the one shot, I assume. So that'll be him during the main race. He'll miss the opportunity to get any kind of points in the sprint, but there's space obviously for him to hop in during the main race. I'll go to get the championship up as well. Just have a look. It's still the usual picture if you've been following weekly, where it's still Constella and Chocolata as the top 2 guys. Constella's on 98 points, 23 points clear of Chocolata. Then we've got the Alpine lads, Camper on 63, Gremic 62. Gremic had a good result last week, so really closed the gap to his teammate. So we'll see if there's a switch in camp there, where they switch around. Lucas Champion in 5th on 55. He's not here today, unfortunately. Then Troy's still in 6th, even though he's in the booth today.
Back with us.
Then Lauren 7th. He obviously won last week in Silverstone, but he's not here today. He's moved up to Tier 1 after all the shuffling going on in Tier 1. Obviously, Vizarbo and Herpex now no longer racing, so onwards we go. Right. Can I get K1?
Chesney first. Jesus.
Oh, no.
Just straight like 3 sets to get K1.
K1's dropped all the way to K1 invalidated.
Yeah, he's not moved unless he's on just a heavy down.
No, he's just bottled his time, I think. Yeah, and this is where you will watch the lap as it goes. Where Nitro's currently.
He's on Inters.
Oh
That's
no,
what?
he's done. Oh, K1 again strikes in the wet.
Yeah, he's sliding everywhere. Whether or not this is because they don't get many wet tyres across the whole of the
Yeah, this is true actually. I mentioned to Cooker about this that you only get two wet tyres, I believe. So I think a lot of people that choose. Yeah. Same with Chocolata as well. So only a couple of boys up top on the wets, and it's Nitro still up on provisional pole as we're mid sector 2. So he's managed to keep his pace around. Mawson now hops up, looking to fight between the top 2. Brad has just lost the position there to Jamis, the new reserve. Jatin flicking around the top 3 as well. They separate the bottom, which I assume is an invalidation, and all the Inters guys. So it's K1
Nitro had a horrible slide into the final turn as well, so lose a bit of time, but still looks on to get second if anyone jumps on the run to the line.
It could be Mawson then. If Nitro's had a moment, it could be Mawson claiming his first sprint pole. And H1 it is, yeah, by a comfortable margin.
5 miles.
Oh my god, look at the gaps as well. Jamis on his debut gets P3 in the sprint quality. Wow, Nitro, you know, fair play to Nitro. He's hooked up and he's put a solid time in to put him in the mix, ready to get some kind of points in the sprint.
Stella into 6th.
Yeah, he's obviously got wheel issues today, so hopefully he can survive and do well in the race. But Mawson's lagged out. Oh no. Hopefully someone can quickly invite him before we actually load in. Whether that's his teammate or, I mean, if anyone's listening, yeah, please send him an invite. But yeah, it's Mawson.
Yeah, he's cross-plays me, so we might
yeah. Nitro, Jamis, Bradders, Jatin is top 5, Constella at 6th, Fatis Slot now in brand new seat in 7th, Camper 8th, Chesney 9th, Cooper at 10th. That's your top 10.
I'd have qualified last year.
That doesn't matter, you weren't there to do it.
Yeah, thankfully.
Quickly ping, see if we can get our literal pulse back in the lobby. Because hopefully it doesn't glitch over, because there has been I'm aware of a race in Brazil that's happened with when the pulse has been an area and it's caused a bit of chaos down to turn 1. So yeah, we'll just have to see how that goes. Tipper saying Mawson to tier 1. I mean, that's not how it works, considering he's done 6 races already this season. Yeah, and I mean he's been decent, but it's not like he's turned up and just destroyed everyone.
He's always been very good in the wet.
He's back. Yeah,
Well,
hopefully, I mean, I was going to say pick strategies and tyres, but it's only the sprint, so yeah, hopefully he can take control of his car quite quick and get moving. But full lights 5 lights. And away we go then. So let's see how much ground Mawson loses, if any. Down into turn 1, who's it going to be?
Travis.
It's going to be Nitro, I think. Just nips ahead. Yeah, Camper said, well, it says Camper's pole, but I think it's just. Yeah, I think that's going to be.
Yeah, I think
We just have to wait for sector 1 time, and then it should
Nuggets
sort itself
round
out.
back as well.
Mawson's gotta go.
Yeah, there it goes, fix itself. Yeah, Nitro then leads the way. Mawson, unfortunately, all the way down to 10th. He joined the lobby, but then he's lost again. So I'll have to see what happens there. Flicking through the order, I quickly get tyres on to see if anyone's choosing to go in the inters. No, everyone's on the wets, which was to be expected to some degree. Yeah, Mawson's fully gone, which is a shame because he was looking good to get some points on the board early doors, but no points I assume for Mawson, even if he does get back in. Only 12 laps obviously in this sprint.
So everyone has opted to use the wet tyres in this, where obviously we had the mixture for quali. So.
Manchester always had a big moment coming out of the final corner, but he's got a decent gap already to Brothers as well. You know, I'll try and invite Mawson myself as well, just to give him any.
What did he use during the one shot? How many sets of wets is it? 3?
Oh, he's fully gone off.
I think you only get 2.
Yeah, so
And I think, yeah, that's the problem they've been put in.
And will it improve enough for the intermediate race? Question of one.
Yeah, I think we'll see that in the main race, what we based on how most races go. As Kookaburra gets spun by Jackson, they come together, slight tap in the wall.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because they came together in Silverstone obviously as well, yeah. That's a shame. Nitro still leads the way as well. Over Bradis, Constella's made his way up to P3. Quickly get position changes up on the screen as well, so you can see, yeah, Constella hopefully doesn't have any typical issues, but he's already up 3 positions. Same as Chocolate up 5, obviously trying to hunt down his championship rival. K1 up 5 after starting on the Inters in the one shot. So a couple of big gainers, Mawson the big lose obviously because of his disconnect. Jackson's well down 9, Kookaburra down 5 as well.
You know something's happened with Camper's connection, because it's just showing, at least on mine, that his interval is all over the place.
Yeah, K1, 1 minute 22 behind.
Yeah, and then he's 1 minute 20 off the car in front apparently.
I don't think that's the case.
And he's just made an overtake.
Get through Chocolate, yeah.
What a dive bomb from literally 1 minute behind. Yeah, Nitro then, fastest times. Jamis actually sets the new fastest times in P4 just behind Constella and Bradis. Yeah, Bradis touching the grass there, but Constella through into P2. Fastest Sloth also having a good good sprint to be fair. Brand new in that Aston seat, filling in for Laurie after Laurie's move up to tier 1. And he's looking for some debut points in the seat, so we'll have to see if he can work that. Yeah, 1.9 now. The gap between Janis, the reserve, and the Haas seat, and then the rest of the grid. So
I think the one thing to consider is obviously where you had a mix of inters and full wets in quality. Depending what people are on, you might see someone be able to force their way through the pack with more pace than what they showed in quality, just because they've been forced on the wrong tyre.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess we'll have to wait until we get to the full race really to get the full picture of what tyres people are using and who's got the fresh tyres for the race. Oh, and there's contact between.
Cut to Nugget and he's lost it again.
There's contact between Camper and Sloth there. He gets a 10-second penalty as well, yeah, for cutting that corner, which is a shame. Looks, yeah, we're cutting back to see what's happening further back.
Is that full penalty points?
It will be, I'm afraid.
Yeah, it will be.
I'll make a quick note of that. As fast as laps continue to fly. Ah, beautiful. But it's still Nitro that leads the way. He's led every single lap so far. For the first 4 laps, he's got the championship leader though, hunting him down. Now up to P2. Brad is still keeping track of him behind as well. Fastest off losing the top 4 even more, and he's got Camper all over the back of him. Made contact once already, but he's eager to get past. He goes deep again. I think Camper might go for a little move up the inside here. Oh, squeezed on the apex. No contact, well, contact made, but no spin. Survivors in season of the day.
It's good to see from Nitro showing a bit of pace, because obviously he seems to have really struggled this season, so to come in and get right up there in the wet conditions.
Yeah, it's nice to see him in the scrap. Yeah.
Sort of return, yeah.
No, more contact between the pair. fighting for that P5 spot.
In the scrap as well now.
It's that 4-car train. Shocklad's at the back of this, hoping to try and cut through and minimise that drop of points that he's going to have to his championship rival. Oh, more contact between the pair. Quickly cuts to the front though. It looks like meanwhile, Chocolate is bunched up in that pack, and Stella making a move for the lead. And yeah, through he goes. He does. Oh
yeah, Brad has gone for a crazy dive one.
Yeah, that was never wrong.
He's got a Lewis Hamilton helmet. I don't know how he got that. Has he got a Hamilton helmet? What helmet is this? A special helmet? Yeah, I'm confused. Yeah, he lost heaps of time to that front two. All over, Jamis all over the back of him now, and Constella's got a healthy lead. But he was bunched up behind. Actually, it says it's a Piastri one. I didn't realise they dropped a Piastri on it. But yeah, now that he's in free, you'd expect Constella just to run away in these last 7 laps, so we'd keep an eye on and see if the gaps behind tighten up. Brad is still, I mean, he's losing a bit of time. I mean, yeah, the gap's up front between even the front three are around a second now, so.
I think that was one there.
Yeah, I think he'll probably look to just push on now.
Yeah.
Probably continue to drop Nitro. I think Nitro's looking more at threat behind from Brad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best person to do there. I don't think his race is with so.
I think all of the points as well look somewhat locked in, because the gap from Ali to fastest slot is now 1.4. Trilla says you're very quiet, Troy, if you want to bump up the volume there. He wants to hear your beautiful voice.
Is that better? Better?
Yeah.
Hello.
I think I'm generally just being quiet, to be honest with you.
He's having a chill. He's missing his TSU days. That's what it is.
Yeah. I don't think so.
1.3 seconds down between Costello and Nitro, so yeah, it looks to be locked in unless anything happens, like crazy happens. Nitro's got Bradders all over the back of him, where the Bradders is looking.
We're going to say the one thing that'd be interesting, Bradders passing quickly, does Bradders then have to basically look to push towards Costello?
Yeah, there is that.
But he needs to get this done quickly before Costello's too far up the road if he does think he has that pace in hand.
No, Nitro's had a bit of a moment, but Bradders is at a very slow final proper corner. Not really done much in terms of cutting into the gap between him and Jamis though, so I think he's survived that for now.
Jamis' debut, isn't it? Very solid drive so far up in P4.
Yeah. Hasn't put, I mean, he's lost one position off the start, but
I think it's cost him.
If he just went for Nitro, I reckon he could have made it work, but he wasn't preparing.
yeah, I guess he might just had a bit too much overspeed and felt like he had to do it, but yeah, he should have just tucked in behind and
it's tough in the wet, isn't it?
Yeah.
To actually understand the braking.
Big gaps open up as well. We've got 3.7 seconds between Jamis and Camper, and it's Camper and K1 fighting for that P5 spot, and then it's another 3.2 back to Chocolate, who's become a bit adrift of these two cars fighting the P5 and 6. Still time now. Still a handful of laps, or just as I said, like K1 sideways going through sector 2 there, but still keeps it out of the wall. Looks to fight another day.
Might try to slide down the final corner again. Radders has a better time of it this time, so it'd be interesting to see if he gets the run here.
In terms of the ERS, I mean, Jamis is sitting the happiest out of these three. 70-something%. Meanwhile, yeah, Bradders is draining, so he's looking to push and get past him down into turn 1. I don't know if he's going to be close enough. He's not, no, he has to set up. Yeah. Nitro didn't really drain that much either. He's still on 60-something%, so
That said, he's got a better run at the S's here.
Oh, I still don't think he's going to be close enough. I've got no ERS left, so yeah, unless it's a crazy dive bomb, yeah, yes. Another lap, he's stuck behind the McLaren. And the gap at the front grows even more, up to 2.8 now. 4.2 seconds down, the gap between K1 and the top 4, so that gap continuing to grow as the sprint goes on. fastest lot to go right on the back of his teammate, obviously. Now a full-time driver, so that is his actual teammate. So there might be a little scrap towards these last couple of laps for that final point scoring position between the Aston Martins. Yeah, just the sole point, but point's point. The gap's somewhat stabilised out front as well at 2.8. Consolid. He's got half his battery left.
Yeah, got to save some more up there, but that's still there for the speed enough.
Jamis is a bit closer.
I was going to say, I think that's what Bradders is more concerned about and using the battery for now is, yes, he wants to get through Nitro, and ideally I think he'd sit behind and save more, but he knows he's a threat from Jamis.
Yeah. No threat behind these three anyway, so it's just fighting for as many points as they can. 7, 6 and 5 on the table for these points.
I think this is certainly the closest we've seen Jamis to Bradders. It's just trying to find somewhere where you can make a move in the wet.
Which realistically is nowhere. Unless you're bold on the brakes and try and chuck it somewhere in sector 2. Realistically you're just going to wait until turn 1 really. Or turn 4. I think it's possible considering you look at how much ERS he's got. I mean, like, that being said though, I guess Bradders has got a fair chunk now, and Jamis has had a bit of a dodgy run going into sector 3, lost a bit of time.
Yeah, Bradders is doing well regaining it back all the way round. But,
yeah, this could be close between Nitro and Bradders.
Yeah,
very close. I think this could be it. This could be at the move for P2. Bradders trying to go around the outside, squeezed. No, again, Nitro just deciding to finally use his battery, but he sends it down inside.
Bradders, he switched back to the inside, and he's going to get it done.
Contact made. This could be Jamister as well if he gets a good run. Big slide from Nitro. I think he's going to choose to burn his battery now as well to try and get back past the Ferrari. Full contact between the pair. Oh, no contact lights. Oh, more contact between the pair. And Jamis looks to pants as well, and through goes Jamis. Oh, Nitro trying to bolt move behind.
Nitro's going to go crazy and
thinks better of it. Here he goes though. And he goes back through.
Report there.
I mean, it may be. Yeah, it's a bit late, but honestly, I don't think it was. I think it was before the braking zone, so I think he'll get away with it.
That's fair enough.
Just a bit aggressive, but I think it was more on the limit rather than creeping into penalty territory. Already a second up the road though. Bradders looking to gap Nitro. Jamis next up the line as Turbo joins, so Turbo will be in for the main race. Look how much more speed Jamis has got. Just drove into the back of him. He's lost the opportunity then to pass on this lap. Nearly took the both out of the race. I think he's going to try and dive mid turn 1. Oh, nearly. It was very close. Nearly flicked him into the wall. Just going to have to settle behind him now. I don't want to jinx anyone as well, but no 3-second penalties.
Yeah, no, you've just asked more to go.
About 6 people are going to get them. Jamis, look how much time he's losing to Bradders as well. If he wanted that P2, Bradders already 1.2 up the roads as well, so considering we've only got 1 lap of racing left, I think it's P3 at best now for Jamis if he can get past Nitro on this last lap. Oh, going into the last lap. Yeah, there goes Ali. Sorry lads.
But I just noticed he'd already fallen out of the points time fastest lap anyway.
Yeah.
It's not like he's going to lose any points over there.
8 seconds now the gap between Chocolade and Campo, so I didn't realise how crazy that gap was getting. Yeah, Chocolade obviously was right with them at some point, but yeah, he's just losing more and more time. Before we go
not far off the back of Jamis now as well.
I'm going to try and see if an invite can get through to Mawson.
Only 1.3 seconds.
Yeah, I think Jamis is a bit too far away as well. 6 tenths back, unless he goes for a dive, which I don't think is possible. Bradders setting the fastest lap, so that just somewhat shows our theory. K1's getting there, but I guess the track is getting faster. But you do wonder what could have been if Bradders was, released from Nitro a bit quicker. Whether there would have been any kind of fight for the lead in this sprint. Everything looks somewhat locked in now for the end of the race. Gaps somewhat stabilised, at least in the top 8. A couple of scraps happening towards the back. Jatin's 5 tenths or 4 tenths now off the back of Chesney for that P12 fight, but realistically all eyes. Oh, I see Ali, yes, got past his teammate, but like we said, no real points at play there. I think Max is going to hold that here. It's been a very solid display, even though he's lost the position from his starting grid. I mean, fair play.
He might do, actually.
I think he must have decent straight line speed from what we're watching, because he across the lap. I mean, we've seen the time loss to likes of, you know, Consider especially and Bradley since they've got through, but he's just doing enough to hold them up at the moment. Yeah. But whether or not he's going to have him to the line.
There we go. Then, yeah, Cancelo wins.
Contact made.
Bradley's P2.
Oh,
it's going to be very close. Yeah, I don't know.
That's good.
Yeah, it's effectively squeezing off the road. Yeah.
You can't do that. That's... Well, he should have just let him have it, because if he gets a penalty for that, then Kyle wants to jump in.
Yeah, it's just unnecessary at that point. But
yeah, silly.
The yellow flag right towards the line. Is someone? In fact, I didn't. Yeah, I was going to say, is Ali run out of fuel? Is he run out of fuel?
I think someone might have crashed across the line, because Ali's lost that from his 3-second penalty. That's why Ali dropped down the order.
Yeah, Mawson can't join as well, so fingers crossed someone else can chuck him in and get him in now that we're into the sprints out of the way. Obviously, you can't invite on the pause section, so fingers crossed someone can get him in. I'll at Chesney so I have to see if he can get Mawson.
I'll see if I can.
I think he just needs a cross-play.
Yeah.
Invite.
Probably.
I'll see if we can get him. Quickly flick through the results though. Our run's still on stream obviously. But yes, Constella then that wins the sprint from P6. Good result, won by 4 seconds in the end. Bradders gets up to P2 in the end, and then Nitro rounds up the sprint podium with a slightly unexpected result. But game's the game, he's secured the points, but it's just whether any of that goes to the steward's room. And then he gets chucked under the bus with the penalty. Which I think may be the case. We just have to see if it gets reported.
Yeah, I think if that one goes over, it'll drop and definitely lose his podium, but we'll see what happens after the race.
It's a shame when you race that well and then it somewhat, gets that tainted smear on it and just ruins what it could be. Oh, Zink's in the trial, I think. He's
first. Question is Constella at the moment.
Yeah. By 23 points, I think it is, 20-something points. Above Chocolades, and Chocolade, he said he was literally had no grip in the sprint. So, at some point. So we see then, you can bag it early doors in the main race. I wonder if Mawson's AI is going to shit ass at P1. No, okay, that's fine. I got slightly concerned.
No, yeah, the AI isn't.
I was K1. Now going to be on the right tyres, obviously. We'll quickly see if I can flick. And we'll watch K1 again.
Doing this on the Inters. That's interesting that he's on the Inters again in the main race quality.
So I guess he wants the fresh wets to then start off both races. If we've only got 2 sets of wets.
So it's him, Chocolat, Jamis, Sefoy and Justin are all running Inters for this. So quite a few of them doing it.
Yeah, it looks to be a good scrap for P1 at the moment. Nitro up there again. K1, Nitro, Kookaburra, Camper and Brand is all kind of in that mix for the top spot. We'll have to see how it plays as we get to the end of Sector 2 here. Still the same culprits in the mix. Depends how close they are, but Camper's moved up the order. It looks like Nitro might have slightly dropped off unless he has a good final corner. K1 sliding around the final corner. Brad has lost a bit of time as well. Constella's up in P6 on the Inter, so solid time from him to get that high up on the unfavourable tyres, but I think it's going to be K1. To the line then. How big's the gap? Oh, only a tenth. It was less than a tenth.
I think Kiki will be after that one.
Yeah, solid front row start from South African. The K1, yeah, the Rain Master. He's He's back on top, back doing what he does best. Let's just hope he starts on the right tyre. Yeah, so your order then, yeah, K1 sticks it on pole, that will go in the vault, the official pole position. Kookaburra P2, then it's followed by a trio of Italians. I'm getting trauma from T1. Camper, Nitro, Grummick, Solheim, P3, 4 and 5. Ali gets P6, Constella P7 on the Inters. Brandis at 8, Chocolate on the Inters as well, puts it P9, and then Turbosnet obviously back in, and then rounds out your top 10. So now onto the main race, where again, full wet, so we'll have to see what people do tyre-wise.
I'm going to say, obviously, with Tier 1 having different weather conditions, we've not tried this, but you'd assume, based on what we've seen before, it's going to be full wets and then into stints again. But we'll see if it dries up enough for people to switch to the inters, yeah.
I imagine so, yeah. I mean, based on the way that this game acts, I imagine we'll see people switching in that well, if they do, obviously one pit stop, it depends on safety cars, etc. But I imagine it's going to be a wet inter race, even though it's meant to be full wet, obviously, just naturally with the game drying.
Based on what we see before as well, I know something that Chesney seems to often do is he go for quite a big undercut for the inters early, so obviously not qualifying one. I imagine we'll probably see him try to pull that one off again. And
back in. Love to
beautiful.
See
get himself in some clean air early on. But
more sensitive in the chat, so time to do Verstappen. So yeah, fingers crossed he can show his pace off and then come back through to score some points.
Let's see.
But here come the lights then, 4 and 5. What ties are K1 on?
Let's go.
Oh, and he gets an awful start. He's immediately lost ground. K1 though. Everyone on the wets as well. It's going to be Kookaburra then that leads down into turn 1. Over Camper, so a couple of switches.
He's got a massive advantage as well.
Yeah, he's got a comfortable gap. I'll quickly get the position changes up as well.
Oh, there's huge couple of spinners at the back now.
Oh, Chocolate has been one that's been caught up.
Chocolate is the worst one out of the lot.
Yeah. He's got to climb there.
Has he lost anything?
Oh, there's huge contact at the front as well, involving, I think it's cut to Bradders, making contact with Ali.
Turbo's off as well. K1's in the wall.
Ali's been sent to the wall as well, and lost his front one.
Oh my god, it's chaos. There's someone. Constella's missing part of his wing as well.
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's missing an end plate. Yeah, VSC, wow.
Any chance for red flag?
Red flag, red flag.
Yeah, there was chaos at the back, and I cut forward, and before I know it, I just watched Ali go flying off into the wall and lose his front wing as well.
Ah, poor K1. I mean, Chocolate's in the chat is. I don't know if he's coming for Constella, saying Constella was at fault there, so already a bit of controversy between potential controversy between your top two in the standings. But we're back green. Yeah, already. Nice timing there for Kookaburra. He's obviously just gone onto the main straight. Got a nice, hefty gap over Campo, who's up one position as well. Jamis and Brothers, the big winners from that start. Sepoi up 7. I mean, yeah, that chaos in the mid-pack has really sent shots and drivers up the order. Sepoi up 7, Jatin up 9 after a dodgy sprint.
Apparently Jamis is 1 minute 31.
It's glitched again.
Yeah, true that is. But I think what I've told him, that's the case.
Nitro and Jam is getting a bit close for comfort as well, repeating what they did in the sprint. All contact between them as Nitro catches the back of Jamis, going for an overtake. Chance that doesn't really look possible. Has to back off. Yeah. Constella obviously dealing with, he's doing all this with half a wing, so we'll have to see how that looks. As Nitro dives down the inside of Jamis, no contact made, very clean move in the end. Jamis almost just letting him go to avoid the contact though, so through he goes. Nitro up into P4, so looking to have his best race of the season, honestly. I mean, we'll see what you can do with 34 laps to go, but so far so good for the Italian.
So everyone involved in collisions then has opted not to pit for a new wing under VSC. Well, I suppose they didn't get to the pit lane in time to even get a cheaper pit stop.
I guess for Constella as well, he's probably looking at that thinking that he doesn't really need to pit. I mean, he's probably got just the raw pace to kind of firm it.
Jamis and Nitro are going to go out into the centre S then.
Late break though from Nitro. I don't know if he's going to make the corner. Oh, Wilson lags out again. Yeah, at that point, I mean, his internet's gone kaput, surely. It's just a connection.
Yeah. At least the first one in then to change his wing. So he's decided that he obviously can't push on.
What's schedule picks up around here? About 16, 17?
Just depends, yeah. I mean, it depends how long you want to go, really. If you want to try and push into the inters and go a bit longer on the wets. But I can't imagine anyone pitting before lap 10 going inters, I can't lie. But maybe I'll be proved wrong.
26 laps of inters.
Yeah, exactly.
And will we see Grummick pit because in these conditions?
That is worth saying. Yeah, Grummick does love the zero stuff, so I'd love to see how that goes.
Oh, we split that. Oh, it's called like 13th. Camper's crawl his way back.
It's painful to watch how often as his AI just drops him back. We don't do a pace today, but
it's going to be a case of what could have been. I mean, you just saw how much he was clear in the sprint quali. I mean, he could have been, fighting for the win in both the sprint and the main race. So it's a shame to see him go out and no fault of his own, really. Alex said, "Who calls a safety car?" No safety car, but there was a couple of there's a VC.
Yeah, there's a lot of instances really.
I can't. Honestly, I can't pinpoint who exactly caused it. There are like 3 cars off the track, so that's not more than that.
Camber's keeping half a second gap to Cooper then at the moment. I wonder if he'll be able to get a move on before them.
I wonder if it's because of the wings. He might have got lower wings to Cooper, which we've done before previously is what he likes to do.
Yeah, it's just how much they struggle through sector 2, which is letting Camper really close in at the moment. But like we said, unless you're going to get bold on the brakes, you can't get through and make it pass.
Before long, Brown's going to be on the back of Camper.
Yeah, 6/10 gap. I wonder if Kookaburra can just pull a bit of speed down the main straight to create a bit of a gap between him and the Alpine. 1.5 seconds now with drift the back, consider off the back of Turbo, and then Turbo 2.5 off the back. So obviously Brad has bunched up behind him for a lot of the sprint, and he's now creating a nice gap between the pair. So it just shows that Brad was somewhat, kept up behind him in the sprint, and that he's been able to just be in a slightly faster train and able to, stretch his legs and not be tucked up behind him firing.
The thing with Costello at the moment is he's not got that big gap behind in terms of Jatt and Danvers. They're all so bunched up that if in his pit stop he went for a new wing, at the moment he's going to fall back into that lot. But it's still early on and he might be able to break away a bit.
He'll be falling back down to around 13th, 14th in this round.
Yeah. The gaps just simply aren't building enough for him.
I reckon they'll build though, eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only lap 5, but
by the time he pits, you can easily collect 6.
Still very close. I mean, I know it's only lap 5, but yeah, respect to everyone. I mean, everyone's still very close for comfort overall. I mean, 2.7 seconds between Jamis and Jatin, but apart from that, I mean, everyone's still very, very close.
Brandon's battery is superior at the moment.
Yeah, I'll quickly get battery on the screen actually so we can have a see it.
Looks like Campbell's good one.
Yeah, through he goes then. So Brad is back into the position he finished the sprint. He's going to hang on, isn't it? Yeah.
People need to camp off a little bit.
Oh yeah, I think he's created that cushion. I think Brad is just free for now. So Brad is now looking upwards to the Merc.
Actually, he's really struggling to turns 1 and 2, then catching the curve, and seems to lose quite a lot of time just because they're able to close the gap slightly, but again, no way near close enough to really have any trouble yet.
Well, it's looking like still on 4 seconds. But, nearly 5 second gap even.
It's that gap to Jatin, I think. Jatin seems to be holding up the rest of them, which is going to play into Stowe's hands to use it.
It's a shame that a race like this for Chocolate, because this is a race where Constella slightly in the walls, down in P5, damaged front wing, and then Chocolate has been the one that's been caught up in the carnage. Down in P15, it's just one of those days. It's just not for him.
He definitely has that pace to get back into the pack.
Oh yeah, I'm watching his gap, see if he somewhat pushes that to fastest off, and then
Looks like
onwards.
gained 4 tenths in that sector.
And then K1 obviously down to 13. Has K1 got damage after his lap 1 incident? I think he's missing an end plate as well.
Yeah,
it's a shame, isn't it? But yeah, tucked in P13.
It's unfortunate.
Just his poor start off the line, let him get caught up in it.
Turbo's all looking for a potential move on Nugget. No, it doesn't get it done. Ooh, big dive from K1, then nearly clipped the back of Sean there as well. Up through the order. Yeah, Jamis now 2 seconds adrift. 3.3 back to Jatin. Things are very close up front as well. Brad is all over the back of Kookaburra. Brad has shown in the past though he's very good in the wet. He's had a couple of good races in the past. When he was still a reserve.
Overtake on Nugget as well, just to then sort of try and push on upwards. You know. If I say that, but Nugget's trying to send it back up the inside of him, they make slight contact. Nugget runs them both deep blocking up. Giving space to K1 to get through on the inside.
Ooh. Oh, more contact between the pair. I think Sean just bundled Gremick off the road as well. He was trying to get behind as well. Yeah, 7 tenths gap going on to the main straight, so I think from this lap anyway, yeah, it should be fine. So K1 then clinging on to this last point position. Nugget slightly losing track of it. He's now with just over a second adrift. Oh yeah, I cut.
But if we get more camper could be a threat here, but I don't think that will happen. Oh, that's a huge moment. Camper goes into him, but nothing caused by the contact.
Oh, Turbo's in the wall with Nugget. Nugget just didn't leave him any space. Closed him into the wall. Has he got damage? Yeah, he's lost an end plate. Yeah, he just did not. He just didn't give him car's whipped on the outside. Closed the door, and that was sus. Hot Mercedes.
What was that?
Yes, he is a first race. That's then lost the train now. Well, not lost the train, he's still in there, but obviously in amongst there with damage. But I say that Mr. Chocolate has now joined this group, so we'll see what Chocolate can do. As Nugget,
3 second penalty.
Yeah, just catches the curve. He looks for a move into the penultimate corner, trying to use his superior pace to get it. All contact's been made. Yeah, off goes the Merc. Through he goes. Oh, more contact between the pair.
I don't know as much Nugget could have done about that latest bit of contact.
Yeah, just dodgy contact between them. I think that's going to be Turbo in the pits to retire, I think. I can't lie.
He might go for a wing change because he is stopping in time for the line, but...
fair play. Yeah, let's put Shockladder in amongst the potential of points as well. I mean, they've lost a bit of time in amongst the scrap. K1 now 2.9 seconds up the road from Gromit, so in amongst all that he's managed to fill a decent gap. Pass the slot there, cutting that corner, so that would be a warning for him. Yeah, that gap's to and fro a little bit, isn't it?
He's not looking danger really.
Sean goes on the inters then. I did say it would be, I mean, I guess he's changed his wing, but I said I wouldn't expect anyone to see inters before lap 10. Yeah, at this point he's just trying something. See if he can get dragged up into the equation and maybe a safety car comes out in the next couple of laps. K1's now all over the back of Seppo as well, looking to move further up.
Brad is set to fastest lap. I was about to say, he's a man who's shown a lot of pace today. Because obviously he got stuck behind Nitro in the sprint, but he's in it to potentially fight for the win as this gets further on. He's
not got a warning though. Brandon's got two. One of that could be closer.
Right, 3 goes K1 then up into P9 above Seppo. What it's saying, obviously we've got a couple of reserves today. Jamis in the Haas, Sepoy in the B-Carb, and then Nugget in the Mercedes. For those unaware.
Nugget's off.
Oh, he's had him over to turn 1 or 2, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, only just rejoined the track now. It's a shame, yeah, he was in a decent position as well, but I think the race just got away from him. A couple of spins and it's putting all the way down. A drift now in P15, so that's the reserves driver all but done now today, unfortunately, after not scoring any points as well in the sprint. But gaps opening up as well throughout the top 10. I think the closest cars are our top 3, so we get back to the front action and see what's happening now, who pulls the plug and goes on the inters or the wets. I mean, it depends on what people have done in their practice, but you assume people will go into the inters as their preferred tyre at the pit stop.
Says up 7, Jeff's up 10, Brad's up 6.
Brad is right on the back of Cookborough now.
Yeah, he almost touched the back of him as well, again. Too close to comfort.
Wouldn't be able to make a move.
Oh, you say that, but you might go for a little dive on me. He's very close. Oh, a bit of a on
the crossed it, yeah.
He was going to send that there. He was so close.
Yeah, so I just put lovely.
Got plenty of his battery though. I mean, Cookborough still got 60% as well, so both of them dealing with the ERS management very well. Campus now out of the picture as well. Same amount of ERS usage, to be fair, as the pair ahead.
I think Campus is fine this time. Again.
Yeah, no reason for him to get involved in the scrap just yet. He seems to just play, yeah.
I'm realising that Brothers is having a lot of snaps.
Yeah, he's just pushing the car, just trying to get everything out of it, isn't he? Yeah.
Fair enough.
I think though he's realised, like you say, that it seems Cookborough just has a better straight line speed, so for him he's just got to keep sending it and either be there for Cookborough as a moment at the final corner or force him in set 2, but he's just losing him that time.
Yeah, Brad has had a very slow turn 2 there. I don't know if that was going to potentially read him into Campo. I don't think he is though. I think he's going to survive.
Yeah, behind. Yeah.
Again, top 3 stairs there. I wonder what warnings are saying. Oh, just as I say that, Brad is nicks over the line. I need to stop talking. I'm just cursing people at this point, but wow, that's big then. Because
I knew he was on 2, but I don't know.
I was going to say I've seen him go out a couple of times. That's what prompted me to say that. But yeah, Brad is. You'd imagine unless he gets ahead of Cookborough and tries to run away with it, that's his chance of a race win. Dwindling anyway. I'm not going to say done because still got 24 laps of this race to do.
A good pit stop.
Yeah, back. I think Addy's going to get through on Nugget as well. They make slight contact and Nugget goes out. He would be able to get that one and remove him in particular, I believe, but...
Oh, there's going to be more contact between them, yeah. So see what Sean can do now on his, his inter tyres, whether the track is inter ready, whether he can cut through these guys at a rapid rate, or whether he somewhat falls short. Now it's gone deep.
Run wide again.
Oh, pair goes side by side yet again.
Round here it went wrong from the first time round, so hopefully we can see it cleaner this time.
Oh, more contact. Oh. And he's got a beautiful view for these two scrapping all the way through sector 2. A bit of contact here and there, but still both on the track for now.
Yeah, Nugget. I think Campus got much higher wings than the play.
And Nugget driving very aggressively, pushing Sean deep in every corner pretty much.
Yeah, he needs to make sure he's just leaving the car's width.
Yeah, I think he's going to get swamped there. Gremix, unfortunate death, but he's PlayStation, so we should just be able to dart back in. See if Sean can finally get past the Mercedes. Oh, and he knocks him wide, but he survives for now.
I think that's going to help having Ali directly there, because that's going to be these two going at it. And just
we're cut to the front though. And Paredes has got a great run out the final corner, and he's going to be necking out with Cookborough going down to the line. He's going to say he's surely got to send it. Choosing to go around the outside though. No, just slightly squeezed out. Good defensive manoeuvre from Cookborough. Yeah, just gives him that car's width, just pinches him on the outside and doesn't give him that space he needs to breathe.
The question is,
But I think Bradley's going to look for a move again. I don't know, he's drained his ERS completely, it's not really on. Yeah,
again, yeah, just doing the job very well, all he needs to do.
I think that's the moment back at turn 1, but the problem is, you know, you catch that grass on the outside, it's just going to spin you.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, it's like, we know in about a minute. We've still got another 22 laps left.
I mean, literally, Brad is still right on his gearbox all the way through Sector 2, where he should be really, because we expect him to be a bit quicker based on setups. But again, no decisions.
I don't think Brad is as much off him, to be honest with you. I think Camper's the one that's got the higher wings. I don't think Brad is too high, realistically.
Yeah, I think Kookaburra's got the edge on straight line speed, but yeah, through Sector 2, it's not, the gap isn't crazy. Yeah.
I know Camper's got a disadvantage in that area.
Oh, Nitro's going to try and sink back up Consteader as well as these two are going side by side.
A solid move.
Of course, Consteader still with the broken wing, but sticking in well.
Apparently, Jim's just put in the chat saying Brad has pushed him on the last turn.
Oh, okay.
Straight, so that's apparently why he got that good of a run on him.
So they're looking to get a move done on Nitro. Oh, bit of contact between the pair, bang wheels, but I think Nitro's just going to survive and, yeah, keeps that P4 position for now. 5.8 seconds to get behind as well, back to Jammers. And then 6.5 back to K1. K1's making good progress back up through the field, to be fair. Obviously was right at the back after his lap 1 adventure off towards the wall.
Kookaburra's got 2 warnings as well.
Oh, okay. What about Camper? Can you have a quick look at Camper? 0?
Well, he's got nothing.
Oh, okay. So
yeah,
like we said, yeah.
This is why he's had a very good race.
Yeah, I mean,
get himself involved in this.
He literally said earlier, didn't he? Yeah, he's just biding his time. Yeah, because he knows that the two in front are going to be going tooth and nail to kind of scrap a bit, but he can just quite happily sit behind and just mop up the pieces.
And all he needs to do is box similar to what these box. And no offence to Kookaburra, good lad and all, but what's the likelihood he doesn't get a penalty with 2 at this time?
Yeah, I think when you've got over half the race to go, 1 warning.
I suppose the one thing going in his favour is, of course, a drier line appears. Chesney sees into the pit lane.
10-second penalty.
He's going to go for his early jump to the inside to try cut people, but it's not going to pay off for him, because obviously that 10-second penalty.
That's a shame, yeah, he just catches people out, I suppose. Yeah.
It was a shame for him, to be fair, because he's actually like 8th or something.
Yeah, I think he was edge of the maybe 10th. But still, I will see what you can do still.
It's not going well for me, he can't even beat South.
Oh yeah, but we believe.
To answer the question in chat as well, it's full wet, but obviously you know what it's like.
Brad sends it. Oh, when he does push the pass there, I don't know if that'll end up going to FI. I don't know if Brad is just gonna. Yeah, it was very aggressive. I just quickly looked as well. No got retires in the pits. I don't know if my eyes deceiving there. Yeah, Kookaburra is low on fuel. He's flashing on the fuel.
Yeah.
So that could be another big thing. So even if Bradders keeps these 3 seconds and Kookaburra doesn't, that could be another thing that goes in the Alpine's favour behind. If the cars ahead, they're having different types of issues, and then he can just slide through and try and get Alpine's first win of the season.
That said, sometimes in the wet conditions you gain fuel back over time, so it keeps flickering on and off. So whether or not this is planned to under fuel, but actually he's going to be fine in the end.
Yeah, I think he's on that limit now, so we'll keep an eye on that over the next 10 or so laps and see whether we get towards the end and whether that's like actually representative of the final fuel.
I'll tell you though, if I was Costello, I'd box down.
Would you take a wing as well? What would you do?
Yeah, I'd take a wing. Got the gap.
I think Constella needs to look at it and realise that he had the pace in the sprint. I think he's still slightly at the edge over Brellers. But I think if he wants to push up, if he wants to push up, he needs to take a wing.
Yeah, and he needs to take a wing, and he needs to do some ground undercut.
I mean, Nitro's only 2 seconds back from Camper, so look at from the other side. Probably close. It's usually about 5 seconds, isn't it? But if he doesn't take a wing though, I'm thinking he might be able to jump Nitro in the pits and just clear Nitro if he gets an undercut. Yeah. And then at that point, all we need to do is close on the top 3 and just hope penalties come away. Obviously, Campbell's not on the wheel anymore.
It's worth saying as well that since Brandis took the lead, Kookaburra's not really looked to threaten him. I think Brandis, even though it was a very aggressive overtaking, I think that will go to the stewards. I think he is trying to prove that he was the quickest man, and he's trying to create some form of a gap.
Yeah, I think when you're doing a move like that and you keep the position, you understand you're probably going to get hit with a 3-second penalty before, isn't it? So it's now a case for him. Does he think he just has a natural pace of this one and almost be like, well, 3-second penalty is not going to mean anything. Yeah, that's the thing, is obviously the track limits as well is going to cost him.
Worth saying as well that after being at the back then, K1 and Chocolate are both back up into the points. How far's the gap between Costello and Chocolate now? I mean, it's still, what, 20 seconds or so, isn't it? Looking at it. To win?
Yeah.
Oh. On track? On track or post-Stewart triple?
Both.
I think Brandis is going to win on track.
I agree with you.
And I think Camper's going to win after when it's officially announced tomorrow.
See, that's wrong. I think Chevy Knight only finds
forward. All the way.
That's sure. That's not out. Okay, well, Costello's got Nitro, I think. He look good? He's got it done, I think.
Oh, I think they're just going to try and hang it out. Oh, they just try and lock wheels.
Yeah. But Nitro lets them go in the end.
I wonder if Nitro's going to be able to reel him in there with the damage. I wonder how relative their pace is. Whether Costello's is going to be able to get
him a little bit. From what we've seen, I think Costello's going to gap now in the free air and push it up to the front 3.
It's just whether that damage has any impact in it as well. Campos lost a bit of time here though, after that little error.
That slide, but he's still going to get it back, I think. I'm quite sure he is. Let's be honest, there's going to be a little bit more argy-bargy for an exit.
Oh yeah, you'd expect so, yeah. I think there's only, still half the race to go at this point, so yeah.
Well, I wonder if we're going to see anyone dive in the pits this lap. Obviously, we're really getting deep into sort of laps we're going to be considering it.
Yeah.
Maybe not someone's going to go and look for a protective end.
It's when you realise how long some of the cars at the back have been on their tyres. I mean, Sean's already been on these Inters for 10 laps, and he's not really... I mean, I know it's more stuff ahead that it's ghosted, but he's somewhat attached to the back of the pack. You think even after these cars do their pit stops, are they even going to be anywhere near Sean? I mean, there's 20 seconds back between Sean now, Chesney and P13, so I guess they might be somewhere near him, but the tyre advantages that they're going to have on him is going to be humongous.
If Gremick stops, he's going to be the only one to come out near Sean at the moment. Sean's just sitting in and praying for the safety car.
No one else low on fuel. Just Cooker at the moment with that fuel light on.
I think I was wrong as well, because obviously it was flickering on and off before, and now it's just showing that it's solid on. So
I think he was on that crossover period, where it was like at the 0, and now it's...
Yeah, I wasn't sure it was crossover sort of recovering to a position of fuel where he could finish the race or the other way around, and it appears to be that he will run out at this rate.
I reckon he's back at his bank or safety car.
Sean boxes again, and I wonder if this is to retire. No, he's staying in.
It's going to be interesting seeing just how this fight continues to go up top, because Brothers with the 3 second looked like he was going to run away a little bit, but he's been reeled in. That's still 3 seconds.
I thought someone would have boxed by there, right?
So did I.
Top 10.
You got 15 laps left. I guess people just wanted to do a longer stint on the wets than the Inters, but you only do 15 now on the Inters. So I imagine realistically, any point from now, I imagine there's going to be of action. Oh, and just as I say that, Sean's now been lapped, unfortunately, just been caught up by the leader, so that's 2 positions gone. It's pulling over now, so fair play.
That said, I was going to say on his fresh tyre, he'd probably stick in this gap with Camper, and when they box him, then be on the lead lap again.
know, I'd say it's been a solid shift from Sepoy. The new reserve Jamis as well, both of them doing a solid effort. Jamis in a bit of no man's land in P6, but solidly in the points. Sepoy as well. A bit off the back of Chocolate, but considering that it's a championship contender as well, I don't think he's doing too bad. In terms of changes in the race, I mean, he's up 4. Jatin at 9 as well. Jamis up 5.
I think Camper might box here. I might be proving wrong, but he seems to have quite a few moments this round.
Oh.
No, he's still that. I think he seems to be the one out of the 3 struggling the most.
What if he's going to get 10-second in it? Nah, slows it down well, yeah. Now, what tyres is that going to be? I'll get the tyre graphics on and we can see... do you know, we'll watch him in the pits. See what he does. Wet.
Well, yeah, but it's probably like a terrible chance.
Oh yeah, it's still like solidly viable, but I think the Inters will be quicker. I mean, I've wait and see. I think it's still going to be okay, but in the past it's shown that if you try and do a wet race, it does leave you slightly on the back foot compared to the Inters towards the end.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing Sean is sticking to Camper, and obviously he's a lap down, but just showing the comparison on the Inter side, but he's sticking to the top 3.
It's Irish though, instead could actually still win this race.
Yeah, that gap has not changed really, has it? It's stayed at the 2 second. It just depends what he chooses to do, and I mean, considering the gap, there's no reason really for him to consider a wing change. Can't lie.
I wouldn't do wing change now. I'd have done it if he boxed him up 12 laps ago. There's no points.
Yeah, I think if you do it, you just risk getting stuck behind Nitro for a while again.
Oh, Kookaburra's in. Yeah, so let's see what happens there with Kookaburra, whether he
speeds
he gets a 10-second burn. I mean, hopefully
I would say that could hand it to Camper, but Camper's 2.5 off of Brothers as well.
But then it's that penalty comes the way of Brothers, yeah.
6 seconds.
Wow, okay, so the race has just been somewhat opened up at the front. The likes of Kinstella and Camper. Oh, that's grim. I mean, the one thing that you'd hope for Kookaburra's sake is that being in the pits is going to somewhat ease his fuel. I mean, he's still showing yellow and light, but I'll have to see towards the end and see how it's looking for him, but that's painful.
He's gone to the Inters as well in all of that, so...
Yeah, we'll have to see. 3.1 off the back of K1, so we'll just watch this lap alone and see how close that gets.
But the question also is, if Chocolade blamed Costello for that interview at the start...
Could something be coming that way? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Exactly, we can't see everything, so we may miss something as well between, you know, Camper, for example. Who knows what he got up to at the start.
Yeah, I don't think he got up to anything.
Oh yeah, I don't think so, yeah. But,
he broke away with Keith, didn't he?
Yeah.
I don't think he did anything wrong.
2.8 seconds now.
Brothers doesn't react, it'd be interesting to see if any of these two. Camper's in.
Camper's in.
Does he get it slowed down? Yeah, plenty. Constellar in behind as well, so I'll watch Constellar and see, does he change his wing? I don't think he does.
And does anyone hang it out like K1, for example? Will he hang out?
No wing change then for Constellar.
He's probably arguing that thing forward, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, there's no point losing another 8 seconds or so. Even if he has got a bit of pace, then he has to reel him in for no real reason. You may as well just try and stick with the pack and mop up the pieces if anything happens. So like, oh, they're very close to Chocolate. I mean, Chocolate's yet to pit, but he's going to be right with these pair.
Oh, fastest is off latest speed into the pit lane and gets caught up right as well.
Chocolate just behind his championship rival, jump and kick.
Brothers has to come in slow.
But, wait, see then, I assume then Brothers is going to be in. He's got a 13-second gap over Jamis, but obviously. Oh, Cooper finally ticks over, yeah, it's all slightly unravelling for him, so we can see what happens in these last 12 laps. Yeah, I think it's just starting to get away from him. It's looking good, but I think this is now between Brothers, Camper and whether Constellar can somewhat get in the mix still. Not pitting again.
Yeah, I don't think that's
No stop.
He knows he's going to have to clear Camper because of penalties.
Yeah.
Obviously, Camper's probably the only threat. Oh, I say that, but even Constellar this undercut, even though Constella's got wing damage, if he ended up boxing, he's just that behind Constellar.
Yeah. Chocolate is in as well. Jatin chooses to set up an out.
I wonder if Bradders thinks the only way he's going to win this is just pushing on and staying out for the whole race.
Yeah, maybe, but it seems a bit of a weak mindset because I think he's right in the mix for the win, so it would seem a bit unwise potentially to do such a bit of a crazy strat.
Yeah, he was certainly at least going to get a podium, wasn't he? Really?
Yeah.
Well, certainly Christopher started. It would
Yeah,
have been a podium.
it seems a bit kind of slightly out of pocket if he chooses to do something like that, but I mean, we'll see. Shock ladder coming out of the pits, close to Chesney as well. 9 lap pressure tyres, so we should be able to do that, but unfortunately 16 seconds off the trip. Yeah.
Is Jatin
Jatin, no, he's 24 laps so far.
Yeah.
So in amongst all that, yeah, look at the gap between Kinstella and Nitro. In the pits, he's lost a second, 2 seconds. He was right with Kinstella. I think Kinstella right on the back of Camper as well. 1.1 seconds down the gap between the
Do
pair.
you think K1 stays out?
I think at this point you'd be looking at him taking nothing to lead. Well, like I say that he comes in. If I was him, I'd be looking at him thinking there's nothing to
and
lead.
he sped into the pit.
penalty.
Yeah, he was going 100 miles an hour. I was looking at him like, do you want to slow down, pal? Jatin stays that as well. So you got 5 cars with Ali at the back, but he was already done 1 pit stop. But
K1 has got much more money to stay out because
he's done a wing change as well.
it's at that point.
13 seconds.
Yeah, so he's got, obviously, you can't really count for 10-second penalty, but a wing change in there as well. I think if I was him, I would just send this to the end and just hope.
That's thrown a point scoring up. I mean, they're already in the points, but that throws more points on the board for Chesney and Chocolade as well, because they looked heavily adrift from the cars ahead, and they've had K1 thrown into the mix as well, right with them. And now that looks like a potential, looks like that P8 at best now for Chocolade. Meanwhile, Kinstella up in P5, right on the back of Camper now on these inters.
As you said that about Chocolade as well, he makes a very clean overtake up the inside of Chesney.
I think
get
Brad
that.
should stay out, you know. I really do.
I don't think that's the right play, but I mean, it's so late now into the race. You would look at that, is Jamison behind? Jamis not out. I wonder if Jamis is doing the same, in which case, if Brothers is staying out, Jamis could be a real roadblock for the cars behind.
The question is for you though, do you think Campus will gain 15 seconds in 9 laps on it?
I mean, it depends on the tyres, doesn't it? I mean, I don't know.
If he doesn't get held up, then yes. Because the one thing to consider, with a dry line appearing as well, the wets begin to overheat.
Seconds a lap.
Yeah, before you know it, he'll probably finish into puncture territory.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay.
But with that said, like you said, if Jamis or Kookaburra, end up fighting with Camper and holding each other up, even Kinstella right in the back of them, if they hold each other up too long, then you never know, that could buy Brad at the time usually.
Where
do you know which?
last lap?
I switched to, I don't think you can unless you go onto the race director. So I'll get the I'm gonna get the gap to the interval to the leader at, and we'll just watch it and see. Yeah, 21.5 right now. So we'll keep an eye on this lap and see what happens next lap as well. Now close it gets. Obviously only 8 laps left, so you look at that gap and how much he needs to cut it down if he wants to be in that fight for the win.
He's really struggling around the centre after they cut to him, just sliding everywhere, but you would expect that on these old tyres.
27 laps, yeah.
He's going to the wet line. Wet side of the track.
Yeah.
K1's then past Chesney as well. Up into P9. Obviously Chesney's got his 10-second penalty as well.
Helping his tyres.
Oh, Kinstella's got a very good run on Camper here. Taking the Max Verstappen line around turn 3. Having to go to the outside though, which I don't think is the play in the wet. Camper, yeah, just shepherding in wide. Yeah, exactly. I mean, they've already lost. To be fair, they haven't lost that much time to Cooker alone, but yeah, in terms of their onwards push.
That guy though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is what it is. Listen, do you reckon you could get a picture?
He's certainly going to the territory, but then whether or not he goes deep into the territory.
Just playing with fire at that point.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's worth it to risk. I mean, the one thing to bear in mind is as well, like, Cooper is still low on fuel, so it depends how bad that's going to get, how much it impacts him on the run down to the line. For his sake, I hope it's literally like, as they go past the pits, it like starts to sputter, but I think he's going to be quite low on it.
I think it's going to be at least out of the last corner.
Yeah,
which has been shown us for some time.
Cancella's got a very good run on Camper 8. Camper defends the inside. No move done. He's going to get a good run out of the centre S's. Oh, he's very close again. This could be P4 for Cancella. Gets his nose at the inside. I think that's the deal breaker. Yeah, there he goes then, Cancella. Oh, I say that. Oh, Camper tried a little switchback, but yeah, just clipped the back of him and couldn't get that traction he needed out of the corner to push ahead. And yeah, Cancella up into P4.
All of this is costing time. I mean, you know, we question if Brad has done the right thing, but the longer this goes on, the more it looks like he's probably had the right idea at the moment.
20.4 seconds the gap was also, yeah, it's not going down anywhere near enough. Considering there's, what, 6-7 laps left, I mean, it's, yeah, they need to be completely, you know, eating into that lead. Multiple seconds a lap, and they're just nibbling away because they're fighting. And then amongst that, you've got Jamis in P2 as well out of nowhere, choosing to stay out as well, and he's on for, well, at the moment he's on for a podium on his first race of the season. 29 lap holes. It all depends. I think you could easily see one of them get a puncture and the other one not. It all depends on how much they're pushing the car. Turbo's got the fastest lap as well. Brad's got a 20.2.
I want to see what the percentages are. You've got to be coming into the mid-60s at this point, surely, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's it. He's going to at least be able to track the Delta in the top left and see whether or not he has any room for easing off a bit, depending on the gaps. But it's going to be a big moment then, considering on the back of Cooper, can they break through and push on, or are they going to get stuck?
How many percentage do you reckon it'll be like?
Oh, I would have no idea. So his tyres have got to be at least in the 60s by now.
Yeah, if he's not 2% of lap, that's about 30 laps, really.
And even that, I think it's more than that at this point because of the
temperature of the track and stuff.
Yeah,
just in terms of how much actual standing water he's unable to pick up.
If I had to guess, he might even finish this race at something about 80%.
In which case, yeah, he's underage. Chocolate as well, 13 seconds adrift off that front 7 below. So I think, like you said, P8 at best, although he's got K1 all over him, although he has got that penalty as well, so no real need to worry. And through goes Cancella then, while I'm talking about that. Just clear around the outside, Cancella choosing, doesn't really to fight him, yeah, he just brakes a bit early, Cancella swoops around the outside to take P3 on track. I think Cancella, I think Cooper kind of knows, doesn't he, at that point? There's no real need to fight. I mean, I guess he could just for the sake of it, but he knows he's got a bigger picture to try and fight in terms of lifting, coasting, his own penalty. So Nitro 2.4 off the drift, off the back of his pack as well. So going into the last 4 laps is just seeing how much time Kookaburra does lose on this lack of fuel.
I criticise him for the strategy, but as long as he doesn't get this puncture, I can't see him not winning this.
Yeah, 4 laps left. I mean, saying that, Cancella has cut that down now to 17 seconds, so that's gone down 5 seconds in the last couple of laps. But I mean, he's still got in 4 laps, he's still got to make up 17 seconds, which is insane to think about. I mean, we keep watching the gap. We'll switch the leader interval again. He needs another 3 seconds or something, realistically, a lap. And then being the potential window for Bradley's getting a penalty.
Realistically, he never needs to do that. He never needs to win the 6 second gap, probably.
Yeah, exactly. Because we know a penalty is most likely on its way.
It's looking like You have to gain 10, 11 seconds, isn't
I
it?
think even if he gets 6 seconds though, that then puts him on the back of Jamis, and then it's whether he loses time trying to get past Jamis. Lots to consider. This is, yeah, I don't think he's honestly. I don't think Constella's even going to get on the back of Jamis. I think Brothers has got this. I think even if he gets reported for that Kookaburra incident, I don't think that's going to be more than a 3 second.
Yeah.
So he just has to keep it warning-wise down and just hope that he doesn't tick up into 6 seconds.
Or his tyre pop.
Oh yeah, all the obvious.
Yeah. Or
Tyre doesn't explode.
What's probably most likely to happen.
Again, that lap. I mean, Constella's not. I mean, he's maybe just made a second on them.
Yeah, it's just not enough at all.
Yeah.
Constella, I think we'll get into Jamis' range quite easily, but I think it's going to be P2 at best for him.
I don't know if he's even going to get Jamis, I can't lie. 6 seconds, I mean, well, I guess he's got a penalty though, so yeah, he needs 3 seconds on Jamis in the last 3 laps.
Yeah.
Which is possible, but I think that's going to be a tall order as well. Jamis is actually somewhat keeping Brothers honest. I mean, it's still 9 seconds, so he's not going to catch that in the last 3 laps, but showing a bit of pace still. Unless it was Brothers making a mistake, which is going to tick down. Oh, Camper behind gets 3 seconds. So for Camper's sake, he's praying that Kookaburra does run out fuel and he's able to nick up a couple of pieces.
Well, I have Kookaburra anyway, because Kookaburra's obviously got a 10-second penalty heading this way.
Oh yeah,
but it's
true.
Nitro behind he's going to miss out to.
Yeah.
And maybe he gets a 10 seconds as well, or Kookaburra's going to miss out as well to Jatin, who's 10 seconds back from him, so with this fuel issue as well, you'd expect him to at least drop behind the Sauber. 15.2 as well as we come across this lap, so it's gone down another second or so. Not enough. Yeah, has anyone else got fuel issues? I don't think so. No.
There's one towards
Ali.
the back with Ali,
Yeah.
but again, that's not going to be meaningful because she's already in.
Yeah, 120 off the lead. Yeah. 33 laps. I mean, I can only tell you that these guys will be on the driver of the day vote for their slog to get to the end. In terms of position changes, well, I'll have a quick on the fly driver of the day vote. Look, Constella at 4. Chester gets a 3 second.
Brothers at 7.
I mean, the front 3 are all going to be on the vote. All good races. I mean, Nitro's.
Jackson as well, actually.
Kookaburra's, even though Kookaburra's dropped, he still had a good race. I think he's just going to be unfortunate. I think it's going to somewhat unravel even more towards the end with his fuel and that 10-second coming his way. Jatin's had a good race. Nitro, given circumstances, also had a very good race. As we just would not expect him to be up there in the top 5. The rain, the great equaliser. Nitro's the goat. Yeah, everyone could say unless he gets a puncture spinning it, yeah. I mean, that's been the case for the last, 8 laps or so.
Oh, it's going to be interesting though. Can Stella get second, sorry? Where's
It's very close. Yeah, he needs a second or so.
It's going to be much closer than I first thought. I genuinely thought he'd get a lot closer to Brothers than what he has done, but just not been that way.
You think about it, if K1 stayed up, where would he be then? Where would he?
Just see Nitro got through on Camper on the track as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've somewhat disregarded.
Try getting through Kookaburra, but it's sliding everywhere.
Obviously, yeah, he won't know that Kookaburra's set to pull up short with fuel as well, so doesn't necessarily need to. I mean, he doesn't need to with the 10-second penalty anyway, but
He probably will though, because Clips have probably told him.
That's true, I suppose. Well, big moment, and through goes Camper. Oh, Constella's going to be very close. He's got to make up 7 tenths in this one lap. I think he's just going to get it.
I think he'll do it.
Yeah, not too. I mean, yeah, 3.8 seconds isn't close enough to any form of effect from the car ahead. So I think he's going to be able to hold him off. Chesney's all over the place somewhere.
10-second penalty.
So it's got an adventurer. Let's see their final lap then. 11 or so seconds now, the gap between Brothers and Constella, so that's all but done unless the two up front have some kind of tyre issues, which I don't want to jinx it, but they've held up for 35 laps, so you'd expect them to be able to do one more.
Still going to get it.
It's quite close. I mean, it's in sector 2. He's going to make the time up now, isn't it? So
yeah.
Jamis has got. I mean, both of them have got enough ERS to then just drain it towards the line. So it's going to be very close. 3.2. He needs 2/10 towards the line. He's look at him. Jamis has had a moment as well. I think he's just going to get him.
Yeah, he's within the zone. You just imagine at the final corner, the grip he's
traction. We're cut to Bradis though, yeah. Oh, Bradis hit the wall! Whether that's just a moment, but Bradis still manages to win.
Puncture.
All the way to the line.
Yeah, puncture right
wow. Jamis survives. Does he make it? Does he? He does! Yeah. Jamis gets P2. Oh, and that's the fuel done.
He throws out of fuel and drops a couple of positions leading up to the line.
That's expected, that's a shame. Is Jatin going to get him? Obviously Jatin on his old wet tyres, so I don't know if he is. Has he got a puncture as well? He's sliding everywhere. No. Jatin doesn't make the position. Oh, loses that by 6/10, but P7.
K1 beats Shoppo to the line, but it doesn't matter because K1 had a 10-second penalty as well.
Yeah, Bradis confirms the other puncture as well. That's mad.
Yeah.
Just survived.
Yeah, mate, I don't know when he got it, to be fair. He could have got it coming out of the final corner, but because he had a massive snap and nearly ended up in the wall. And obviously, the straight, he went into the wall.
A couple of corners earlier, and that would have cost him
that would have been extreme head loss. Yeah, Kookaburra said he's done a lift and coast masterclass, yeah. I mean, that's effectively kept his P6, because if he was a bit more aggressive, that would have, but you'd assume would have dropped him behind Jatin, who's had a solid job behind him. But wow, what a race. Solid unexpected as well, I'll say that. I didn't expect so many people to walk into front to back a 1-stop, well, a 0-stop. And it wasn't Gremic.
Yeah, the moment here, Bradis didn't go for the no-stop. I genuinely thought he was going to cost himself it, but fair play to him, he made the right decision.
Jatin said his rear right was on 90% towards the end. Wow. That's Ferrari then once again on the top step. When was the last time Haas was on the podium as well? Good drive from the reserve. Hopefully we'll be seeing him on a regular basis. And then Constella does just survive to get, well, he stands P3 but just enough on Jamis' side to hold on for P2.
Oh, God's sake. Look at no triple.
Yeah, I don't believe what he's just said. Yeah. For West, we're not faster towards the end.
You see what he called him though?
Oh, I've not known.
Oh, God's sake.
About 48 minutes that took us. Not too bad, to be fair. I'll have to reinstate turbo as he left towards the end, unless he was already at the back. But K1 with the fastest up towards the end as well. Quickly see if we can catch anyone with pit lane cuts. I don't think anyone would have done. I'll track that list to see if there's anyone. Any pit lane cuts? Everyone's been ignored them.
Yeah, I was going to say you can easily go over, I think, the exit, can't you? But it's not caught anyone.
Wow. To be fair, considering the conditions, only one retirement, and that was in the pits. I tip my hat off to all you and say thank you for braving out the weather. And we'll try and get ahead of the curve, and we'll look shortly at the weather. I'll quickly see what it's looking like. We've got Albert Park next week in Tier 2. I'll see. There's a chance of rain, obviously, in a place like Australia, so we'll let's see. Is it dry? Is it wet? For everyone's sake, I assume they want a dry race. And it is, yeah. So far, it looks like we're going to be back to dry conditions next week, so let's hope it stays that way. For a nice, easy race. A nice, good watch. Australia's usually a good watch as well. But in terms of the championship here, a couple of things potentially boiling over after Constella. Well, it looks like Constella had collision with the championship rival on the open lap, so we see that goes to the Stewarts. But a couple of good drives today. On to Tier 1, where we've got Inters in qualifying and in a dry race, so we'll see who performs best in both conditions. Any closing words?
I just hope Australia's not like it was a few seasons ago.
Sure.
Viva Donald Trump.
But yeah, okay, if you're interested in watching Tier 1, stick around. Make sure you congratulate Mr. Watson on passing an exam. And if you're interested in Watson, GG's Watson. And yeah, for Tier 2, we'll catch you next week in Australia. Goodbye.
One more passing around.